For the past week, I've been seeing a lot of videos circulating YouTube about quitting your job. And I would say that the overwhelming majority of them are encouraging you to quit your job. They romanticize the idea of quitting your job, or at the very least, they're telling you their experience, the steps that they took in order to do it themselves, which I'm sure ends up leaving you and even ends up leaving me feeling like, man, I wish I could do the same. But I wanted to give you a little bit of a different perspective through my own experience. And I want to tell you to be smart about quitting your job, especially if you are in a career, like an actual, you went and you got your degree and you're in a certain career, right? So, backstory here, let me kind of give you the backstory so I can get into my experience of what it's like for me. I'm a teacher. I've been teaching for 6 years. And my wife and I, we made a joint decision last year that I would move to a part-time contract in order to focus on some of my side businesses that were gaining traction over the course of the 2023-2024 school year. And with taking this part-time contract, that also means that I would be receiving 50% of my salary and I would be receiving 50% of my benefits. So now even my benefits cost more, right? It's 50% more out of my pocket instead of my district, taking it or covering it. So we made this decision, and now I just want to give you the experience of what it's been like, so that way you can decide for yourself whether or not you're going to be smart about this or even the steps that you might take. So, day one of quitting, I didn't quit, right? But day one with a new journey, let's put it that way, you are filled with ambition, you're filled with inspiration, you're filled with this hope that your dream is going to come true, whatever it is, right? For me, it's some side businesses, all of that. Maybe for you, it's just moving into a different position and you have this hope everything is going to be great. It's that whole like the grass is greener on the other side type of thing, right? And I experienced that. I really did experience that. About a month goes by, a month and a half goes by, and you begin to feel more of the financial burden. I'm in a spot where thankfully my wife, she is also a teacher. And so we had savings, and then we also have my wife's very dependable salary that we could rely on. We're not struggling financially, but if you're in a partnership, if you have a significant other in which you guys split finances, it is mentally wearing on at least me that I cannot cover 50% of all of our expenses. And even before I went into this year of doing this part-time contract, my wife and I, we had all of these conversations already. We already knew that, hey, my wife telling me, I don't expect you to be able to cover, 50% of rent. I don't expect you to be able to cover 50% of the auto bills or whatever it is, right? So we had that understanding, but even still, even having that conversation, you just feel it in your heart and your soul you it's a struggle. It's a struggle not being able to at least provide 50% for you and your partner. It makes you feel like you're not bringing anything to the table. And so some of that ambition, some of that hope begins to wear off, and maybe it just lights a fire. For me, it lights even more of a fire. It made me think to myself, I have to work 12-hour days, 18-hour days. Every single waking hour needs to be geared towards my business. So that way I can provide for my partner. And then that 2 months goes by of grinding. And what you thought to yourself was going to be a dream and something that you thought you really, really love now ends up becoming work. and it's not as funny anymore. And the daily pressure of trying to earn the dollar starts to become mentally wearing as well. So first you got the financial wear and tear of, man, I can't help provide 50% for my partner and I. And then you end up having the pressure of that daily grind. The daily grind at the job or the business, whatever it may be. And this facade of a dream of a better life ends up being overshadowed with the reality of what it's like to pursue that business full time or to get into that career. So thankfully, I'm at a position and I have a luxury. I fully understand that I have this luxury. One of the luxuries of being a teacher is that I could work this part-time contract this year. And if need be, next year I can go and resume my full-time position. No problem. That is a luxury that I have that most people don't have. However, I would hope that if you are considering leaving your job, I would hope that you take a little bit of what I just shared with you and take it to heart and be smart about it. First and foremost, if there is a way that you can cut down on your hours without fully leaving, I think that is a way better idea than just full on leaving, burning the bridges, and potentially not being able to get back to something that you end up having 2020 hindsight that was the better life for you. And if you are going to end up quitting your job, I want to let you know that it is a difficult thing. You will feel super inspired, very motivated, and eventually, quicker than you think, reality will set in and you will go through struggles and difficulties. All of that to say, is it worth it? I want to bring up this question of well, do I regret me? Do I regret going to a 50% contract? At this point, I would say no, because I don't know what's going to happen yet. We're still in the middle of the school year. I'm still grinding, but I've also decided to take a little bit of a step back from the grind and make these type of videos that really fill me with, satisfaction. I love making these videos. And so at the end of the day, I don't think that I'll actually ever fully regret, even if I start to make $0 a month. I don't think I would say that I fully regret, moving down to a 50% contract this year. I don't think that will ever be the case. I will always be happy and always thankful to my wife for for agreeing to do this, for encouraging me to do this. I will always be grateful for that. I will always be grateful for this year of doing it, but it has given me the different perspective of what it's like to pursue your own business. And it's given me, an understanding that even if the business is within something that you like, pursuing it full time, it becomes a job. You feel the pressure, you feel the financial burden, and it has made me wonder, would I just like going back to full time teaching? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that yet. There's a lot of things about teaching that I can get into in another video that would immediately make me think to myself, no. But yeah, just wanted to come on, give you a quick perspective here, a different kind of a story And I don't want to romanticize the idea of what it's like to quit your job. Be careful about it and, understand what it will come with. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.